I want to talk to you about what happens when you get distracted from your goal. There's something that you want, and it may be that you're a high performer at your workplace. It could be that you're a musician, you might be a student. In anything that you do, when you have a goal and it's big and you want it and you get distracted, you keep doing the things that you had planned to do, but it doesn't take you to your goal. It kind of takes you a little off track. There are so many people that will talk to you about how to keep focused on your goal. I want to talk to you about how to avoid being distracted in the first place, and it's easier than you think. So, listen up, you will get a better idea on how to keep that control over your dreams.
Yeah, I would love to share with you a simple visualization on what it's like to try to get to your goals when you keep getting distracted. Now, let's just imagine that the heart has several characteristics. Let's say that one side of the heart, let's just say it's a two-dimensional heart. And if you can see my cursor here, I'm circling this little red line that's upright. It's the side view of this heart with side A and side B. And let's say that side A can see and it attracts things. It's attracted to things. And side B is more sensational. So it feels. And so these hands represent as it goes through experiences, it'll either flex with it or it'll fight with something, but it's all part of visualization alongside the sensation of the thing. So, as this heart is attracted to things, just think of magnets. Magnets come in various sizes. I've never owned a magnet that looked like that. Magnets that I've owned have always looked like that. So, one side is very attractive, and the other side is flexing. It's sensing, it's participating. Now, when there is something for the heart to be attracted to, it sees it, it goes towards it, and then the sensing side is still participating. It's more like in "we" type of mode. But when there's something that is not desired, this is where things get interesting because the sensing side agrees with the attention. It agrees and it says, "We don't want this." So it will, if as it gets closer to the thing it doesn't want, it will, do something to push it away. I don't want this to be a part of me. This is not what I want. But the attention is looking at it. So counterproductively, your attention is there. So it takes you towards it, or it makes it more apparent, or it brings it up more often. This is not what we desired, so we get into a state where we feel like we're switching our focus. I know I'm supposed to focus on what I want, but there are also these things that I don't want. I'm going to be able to keep an eye on both because I'm good at it, but you're switching your focus back and forth. Now, in the business world, there's something called switch tasking, and scientifically, it's been proven that you cannot multitask. We don't do it well. It doesn't get anything done faster. You're just keeping your attention on multiple things at a time. Now, this is where the gaslight comes in because some people would teach you the only thing you need to do is only focus on your desires only. And so you get into that state where you feel like, okay, there's still something I wanna keep my eye on though, but I know I'm not supposed to. So you gaslight yourself into doing one thing, but you know in the back of your mind that there's something I don't want. And that's the thing I wanna spend some time helping you to pay some attention to in a way that will allow you to more effortlessly, with less resistance, focus on your desires. Because here's what happens: we start noticing everything that we don't want. Um, Not only do we feel like we're switching our focus, but we feel like the appearance, just the sheer number of things I don't want is showing up. Some of them are touching me. I don't like it. Um, When we refuse to pay attention to things we don't want, when they are in our attention, this this is what we get over time. Either we try to get better at really, really, really only focusing on my desires. My powers of ignoring things are so high, but it doesn't make them go away. So either we need to get better or we need to address them. We don't address them because we think it's going to take a long time. There have been people who have taught us that, hey, it could take decades to get over this thing, or time heals all wounds. I don't believe these adages, but I'm going to show you something. Because when we can pay attention to what we want, there's that sensation of, okay, this feels better. It feels more effortless. I prefer this. I'm not exhausted. So, how do you switch from this to that? How? Now, the first thing you're going to need to know is you need to pay attention. Now, above the line and below the line, there's not a preferred one. These are two different states. And when I say state, I mean, so water. Water can be frozen, and that's ice. Water can be liquid, and that's water. Water can be gaseous, and that's, when you boil water too long, it all vaporizes. So think of those as three different states. Attention can have two different states. You can have attention that's switching between something you want, something you don't want, or you can have attention on something you desire. And the way that you feel in each state is going to be different. That does not make one wrong. I'm going to show you why. When you are paying attention to something you don't want, there's an opportunity to do something I call integration. Many people call it integration. I just refer to it more often than some others. Now, when you are doing integration work, the thing you don't want, I want to let you know that it has been asking for your attention for a reason. It exists, it just wants to be witnessed. And once it's witnessed, it's allowed to change its form. But it really wants to know that you've seen it. So you can't just see it and check out emotionally or physically. You need to be present with it. Okay. You need to not ask it to be different, because that asking it to be different, it gets the sensation that you haven't really seen me yet. So you want to respect it. You want to actually just see it and not tell it that it's wrong. Now, that thing that you're looking at, it doesn't actually want to be bigger. It doesn't want to take over your life. It just wants to be noticed and seen. But if it is not getting your attention in its current size, it will get bigger. Have you ever been through those times in life where you thought you got over something, but it keeps happening in your life in one way or another, or it happens bigger in your life for some reason? It's simply trying to get your attention, because there's something about it. It's not the event that wants your attention, it's the way that it makes you feel as you're going through it or as you're noticing it. That inner sensation wants to be noticed. And once it is seen, if it changes for the better, are you okay with that? Now, that's the thing. That's the thing that's really important. This is important because if you start to notice it and you say, okay, I know that you're not wrong, and I notice that you feel that way. If you're not okay, if it changes for the better, it now is obliging to your desire for it to remain, because now it's familiar to you. So, yes, there's something that you don't want. You've noticed it now, you've not judged it, you've accepted it for what it is. Can you now allow it to change for the better? For the better. If you can say yes, what it changes into may be surprising to you. Now, there are many, 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 many methods to do integration. Some of them are therapeutic, some of them are, performed by professionals in therapy, or yeah, some professional with some kind of certificate. But there are many ways to perform integration. I teach a lot of these methods, but the point is that once you have integrated it, the memory, the actual facts of the situation do not change. They don't disappear. But as you think about them, there's a different charge to it altogether. And now you'll find that in previous situations where you felt like, I can't make these decisions because it'll take me closer to the thing that I don't want. You have limited some areas of your life for, the safety reason of, I didn't want to be close to the thing that I didn't want. You'll find that those things, now that that charge is gone, you have more options than you used to have before. Is that so bad? You might find that people you didn't want to hang around because they reminded you too much of the thing you didn't want, you may have a little more compassion or a little more tolerance of that situation. And now you find that you're free to focus on your desires. So now, thinking about that, are you ready to do some integration work? Are there some things that you thought, okay, I've been avoiding this for a really long time? And everyone in the personal development world has told me to only pay attention to my desire. That is true and it does work, but I would dare say that it works for a time. That that you can spend so much time focusing on the things that you only want, that the things you don't want grow around you. And so I want to encourage you to do some integration work, because to ignore something takes effort, it takes energy, it takes time, and we feel a little exhausted after a while. And then they come to get us, and we feel like, well, I don't have any energy anymore. So we just let it happen. That's not the way it needs to be. And when you can do some integration work, you can find yourself in a place that focusing on your desires are so effortless and it's so pleasant, and you've not lost pieces of yourself because you've allowed them to change into something that's a little less damaging because you paid attention to them when it comes up. Thanks for your time. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you soon.